Hi you guys, it's Karina. So I am back with another video tutorial, and today we're going to be working with my template 33. So the one here shown is not my template 33, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea what the rose style is. This is my template 34. Now this rose is beat up because she was on my flower wall, and you know my kids like to touch and grab and whatnot. But I just wanted to give you an idea of the rose style because template 33 is the sister of my template, the very famous 49, which is the little mini rose. And then template 30, oh my gosh, let me remember, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So all of those are different sizes, but the same rose style. Okay, so template 34 does have a video tutorial already available on my YouTube channel, and I always tell my clients to watch the video tutorial for template 34 for template 33 only because it's assembled exactly the same way. I never made a tutorial for her because of that, but template 33 has been getting a little bit popular nowadays. So I figured, you know what, let's give her an actual tutorial just on her specifically. So let's get with it. Now, I forgot to mention size. So template 34 is going to be your largest rose with this particular style. So this one roughly is around 17, 18 inches. So template 33 is going to be slightly smaller in the 15, 16 inch range. Okay, so I just wanted to give you that FYI on that. So let me go ahead and grab the things that we are going to need in order to make this rose style. So template 33 does come with 2 petals. And again, with this particular rose style, they're all going to be the same. So template 49 and 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34, they all come with just 2 petals. A lot of the times my clients get confused when they only see 2 petals and they're like, okay, well, what do I do with this? So these are your main petals. So that means if you have the SVG, you are going to duplicate the petals as to how many you need. If you have the PDF hard copy, then you would just trace and cut the amount of petals that I'm about to tell you that you need right now. So for the inner center, now for the larger roses, I typically like to go in the inner center. And if you're wondering what the inner center is, it's this part right here. This is what I call the inner center. I like to go a little bit more just because I like it fuller. So I tend to do more petals compared than what I would do for template 49, 30, and 31. Because typically I only do 8 petals, but because I want a fuller look, I am going to go ahead and do 16. Okay, I am going to do 16. Did I do 16? Let me look. Okay, I did. I know I had already pre-cut them and I was like, let me make sure. So yes, I did 16. That's because I kind of wanted really full for today. Typically my go-to, honestly, it's around 12 of them, but I'm going to add an extra 4. So up to you again on your preference. And then for the outer petal, I'm also going to do 16. Now, sometimes I do 20. You definitely, the max that I do is 20 petals. So that would be 4 layers for, or 4 petals for each layer, but I'm only going to do 16. Typically that's my go-to. So for today, 16, 16. Okay. And the nice thing with this rose, again, adjust it to how you want it. If you want less in a rose, like the rosebud kind of less, then obviously do less, okay? Like I said, typically for the smaller ones, I only do 8, but for today, I'm just gonna double it. So you are going to need paper. My go-to when it comes to larger paper flowers is cardstock, 65-pound weight. You could do tax weight, but I just find it's more flimsy when it comes with the larger flowers. And I don't recommend anything over 80-pound cardstock, only because it's a little bit harder to work with. Ideally, 65-pound is my ideal weight. Now, this is from Michaels. I am using the darkest purple shade from Michaels from their Purple Passions pack, okay? So my petals are prepped. You are going to need a wooden dowel to help you curl. You can find these at any craft store. And you are going to need a glue gun. I am using the SureBonder. I am using the full-size glue gun, but I will tell you that the nozzles, I did change the nozzle. So with SureBonder, the nice thing is that you are able to purchase separately different type of nozzles. I think it's a pack with 4. And I personally like nozzles that have like this long thin. So I just went ahead and got that so I can just switch out the nozzle. Just so it can kind of be like the little mini version of their glue gun that has the thinner nozzle. If you just want to know. Okay, so let me go ahead and prep and we'll get ready. Okay, you guys, so first thing is first, you are going to get 4 petals. Okay. And we are going to use our wooden dowel and just give them a curl inward just like this. You are going to get your glue gun. You're going to add 2 petals just like this to kind of make like a wishbone. And then we are going to add our next 2. Just like this. So you're going to do exactly this with the other ones, because remember we did 16, so you're going to have 4 sets that will look like this. Okay, you guys, so I have my 4 sets all prepped, so let's grab one of those. Okay, so first thing is first, you're going to grab opposite ends, and we are going to intertwine them. So you want to cross them just like this, and you are going to make a cone. Grab your glue gun and secure the ends. And just watch those fingers. Now we're going to add glue to the sides. So glue, glue. Now we're going to hug it. So, you know, we're going to wrap these around that cone. So give it a hug. And just wait a couple of seconds. We want to make sure that these ends are adhering. Just give it a rub. And then we are going to repeat. Glue, glue, and then repeat. Okay, so this is what we should have. So that is your first one. Just give it a rub. So get your next one. Add glue to the bottom. Place her in the center. Just like that. So now we are going to add glue to the sides, just like that. And then repeat the same thing. You're going to wrap it around. Now, don't wrap it too tightly. You want to make sure you're leaving a little bit of a gap. Okay, so now notice I went around to the next petal. Hurry guys, sorry I cut off. My husband was calling me. So we've left off wrapping around that one petal right here. So now we are going on to the next petal. And then just wrapping it around. So as you can see, this part is pretty simple. And then we're just going to go on to the next. And wrap around just like that. So then you're going to get your next one, and we are going to repeat the process. We are going to add our glue, place her in the center, add glue, and wrap her around. And you're going to go around in a circle, and then you're going to repeat the same process with this one. So I'm going to stop it here. Let me get that out of the way, and then I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so we are done with the inner rosebud, the inner center. So remember, I used 16 of the round petals, okay? So now we are on to our heart-shaped petals. So for these, you are going to give the ends a curl back, just like this. Then you're going to add your glue. Then I like to start where you kind of see like this triangle right here, because no other side you see that. So that's always kind of my go-to spot to start. And then place your petal underneath. So that's what the back looks like. So this whole rectangular, you want it underneath here. So now we need to add glue to our sides. So I always like to first give it a pinch. I'm going to add glue, just like that. And now pinch. And then give it a rub. And just so FYI, I'm going to tell you this is the hardest part, I want to say, and clients have mentioned it to me, like the inner rosebud part. This part can be the most trickiest, but remember, practice makes perfect. So there you go. We have our first petal right here. So now we are going to repeat opposite. So curl the petals back, glue. So now we're going to go this side. Give it a rub on the back. Going to give it a little pinch. And now add glue, glue, and pinch. Okay. And then just give it a rub. Okay, so we have our first two. Now we need two more. Get your wooden dowel or whatever you're using to curl with. Give those petals a curl back. And we are going to do opposite sides. So now we're going to go over here, place the petal, and then pinch it a little, glue, glue, and pinch. And again, just wait a couple of seconds. And honestly, this is the part where you tend to get burnt with the hot glue. So repeat, glue, just make sure you rub that down in the back. Give it a pinch. Glue and glue. So we are done with our first layer. So we are going to repeat the same process, because I do 2 layers of this. So we're done with that first layer. Get your next 2, curl those petals back. So now we're going to go back to this side, add your glue, place that glue. So remember, you're going to the original first petal that we laid, okay? I'm going to give it a pinch. Glue. Glue. And just rub. Okay, so now we are going to go opposite. Glue, glue. And it's very important that you give it a rub or hold, you guys, because you want to make sure that the sides are sticking. Okay, so we have, as of now, we have these 2 layers. So now we need to go opposite. So repeat, get 2 more petals. Glue. Push down. Okay, ow, I just burnt my finger. I'm telling you, I think this is the only flower style. Roses is whenever I burn my fingers. They do sell, I know, like those little finger, like there's these little, I don't know, silicone, I think, that you put on your fingers. I've tried them in the past. I can't. I feel like I don't have enough of a good grip, which is why I stopped using them. Right, so we're on to our last petal. So we're gonna go this side. Right, so there's our glue. And then pinch. And just wait a couple of seconds to make sure it sticks, because you definitely don't want it to pull apart, because that can happen, you guys, where the petals will start separating if you don't hold it too long. All right, guys, sorry, apologies, my phone had died. I'm recording with my phone. So as I was saying, with the glue, you want to make sure that you're holding it so it adheres, because sometimes the glue can separate if you don't hold it for too long. Or sometimes if you notice too that the glue is separating, sometimes it also depends on the glue brand, you guys, because not all glues adhere the same. So I used to have that issue a lot with my roses, and then I switched to Gorilla Glue Sticks, and honestly that issue has stopped. Sometimes it does happen if I work with thicker cardstock, and that's why I'm telling you, it also all depends on what you're working with, because thicker cardstock, sometimes it's a lot heavier and it starts to separate. But if you have a really good like glue stick, it works. But again, I love Gorilla. If you're a follower of mine, you know that's all I use is pretty much Gorilla. Okay, so now that we are done with the inner rosebud, okay, so we have our 2 layers of those petals. Now we're going to begin on our outer petals. So we are going to curl the petals back again. I'm doing this to all your petals. Okay. So we are going to get our glue, just like that. So now we're going to go in the corners. You're going to find a corner, stick your petal. Okay, so you want to make sure that rectangle is on the bottom. Okay, and here I am pinching it. This is an option, guys. I just like to pinch just to make sure that it's centered correctly. And then I am going to add the glue to the sides, just like that. Pinch and glue. So there's that first petal. And then again, give the sides a rub, and you are done with your first petals. So now we're going to repeat the same process. Get your glue, add glue to the bottom, and then you're going to go around. So go to the next corner. And repeat the same process. I'm going to give it a pinch. Glue. Glue. And rub. I am going to tell you it's a time-consuming flower. Just throwing that out there. It's definitely not a flower that is a quick one. You definitely need to take your time with her and have patience. So we're on to our next two. Let me grab another glue stick because I think I need another one. There's the glue. So now we're going here. Find your corner. Add your petal. And stick. I'm going to pinch it. And add your glue. Ooh, yes, I burnt my finger. I'm telling you, the glue. But I don't want you to get discouraged. Honestly, I think the fingers get used to it after a while. We're just going to give it a rub. Okay, so we're done with our third petal. Voila. And we're on to our last petal. So repeat finding that corner. Glue stick in there. All right, you guys, so we are done with those 4 petals. Okay, so now we are on to our last 4. Now again, I'm only doing 16, but again, if you want to add another layer for a fuller look, absolutely, because I have done 20 in the past, you know, but if I'm feeling lazy, I just go with 16 because I'm telling you, it's a time-consuming rose. So in between, okay, so let me show you the back. Gonna pinch, glue, and I'll pinch that petal and then glue. Here's a picture of the side, what it looks like. And notice how the petals are dropping. That's exactly what has to happen, okay? I'm gonna hold this a little bit longer. You know, the nice thing I've noticed with purple cardstock is that you can tell when the glue is still hot because it kind of turns into a shade pink. Do you see that? Oh, my little ones are home. Pause. Okay, you guys, we're down to the last 3 petals. I'm gonna try to finish this up. My little ones are here, so we might get interrupted. Okay, so turn her around. we're gonna go in between. Whew, I'm out of breath. The only time I can record is when they're not here, which is, you know, they're always here. So I always have to take advantage when one of my family members offers to watch them for a little bit. All right, so we're on to that second petal. Do you see how it's pink? That means it's still hot. That's only with purple cardstock though that I noticed that it changes colors. Okay, so there's that second. So we're on to our last two petals. Let me get my wooden dowel and curl them back. Now, I don't think I mentioned, but she is available in SVG, which means cutting machine, PDF, which means you would get the template sent to you via email, and then you just print it out, and then you would trace it onto thicker cardstock for it to be your own hard copy template. Or I also do hard copy template where I mail it to you. But if you want PDF or hard copy, that's only on my template website, www.arielleesedesigns.com. They're not on Etsy yet. I am planning on switching over to Etsy at some point, but honestly, that might take months to transfer everything. You know, it's funny. I had templates on my Etsy, and I kind of stopped because I was getting overwhelmed with templates and flower orders. So then I had opened up my own website to have all my templates. But now things have been picking up on Etsy. Now I'm getting overwhelmed because I do have a couple of templates on my Etsy that are, you know, they're doing pretty good. And I'm like, oh gosh, I can't manage both. So I think we're going to do the switch and transfer everything to Etsy. But again, that's going to take some time to do the switch. Because on my template website, you guys, I have like over 100 templates. So Etsy does not even have half of what I have available. So there is the third one. So we are on to our last petal. Go in between. Make sure you press her down on the back. And glue on this side. All right, here's the last pinch. Getting those fingers ready. Ow, see, I knew it. I noticed what the pinching does. I don't know if you're noticing, but it's giving the petal a shape. Do you see how that you have like this hump right here? It's because of the pinching. So the pinching is very important, okay? Because it's what gives the petal a shape. And just remove any glue strings that you may have at the end. And voila, you guys. We are all done. Isn't she cute? Love her. So remember, it's going to require patience, okay? If this is your first time making roses, please do not get discouraged. Believe me, when I first started, my roses were funky. But practice makes perfect. I can't stress that enough, okay? Practice makes perfect. I've been doing this for many years. I always get the comments, but it doesn't look like yours. Please keep in mind, I've been doing this for a little over 7 years, so it comes natural to me, okay? But with practice and patience, you will get it done. So again, this is my template 33. So she is the sister again of my template 49, which is the little mini version. And then templates 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So all of those, again, are the same rose style, but just different sizes. I sell the sizes separately, you guys, because certain people prefer different sizes. Some prefers just smaller roses. Some prefer only larger roses, which is why I sell them separately, okay? But yeah, if you have any questions, please message me either here on Etsy or my Instagram, Ariel Elise Designs, or my email, arielelisedesigns@gmail.com. I am always happy to help. If you have any questions, just message me. Please don't be afraid to, okay? I promise you I'm not mean. I'm always happy to help you guys, all right? So I hope you guys found that helpful. So again, this is my template 33 rose, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.